It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so intriguing things are happening in the welterweight division. You guys know, not so long ago, I had the chance to talk to Blair Cobbs, and Blair Cobbs has been a very popular subject in the boxing world as far as, you know, what's next with his career. Blair the Flair Cobbs recently signed with Don King, as many of you guys know, so he's now a Don King fighter. And ever since that news came out, ever since that news dropped, there's only been one fight and one fight only that the boxing fans have been asking for. One fight only that the boxing fans have been expecting. And it looks like that one fight and one fight only will be happening May 31st, because it was reported by Blair the Flair himself in an interview yesterday with Fight Hype that he's going to fight Adrien Broner May 31st with the location to be determined by Don King. Now, I'm going to be saying a lot of prayers. God willing, like many Don King fights, hopefully it's right here in South Florida, so it's a home game for me and I can just go up the street and cover the fights, because most of Don King shows over the last couple years have been right here in Miami at the Miami Casino. It's a cheap venue where Don can pay a small site fee and to actually still turn over a bit of a profit if he sells some tickets, right? So I feel like that's where it should be. I feel like that's probably where it's gonna be, but we'll see how it pans out. But nonetheless, this fight really doesn't have, it shouldn't have any bearing on the welterweight division, because really and truthfully, Blair the Flair Cobbs, even before the Alexis Rocha fight, was a fringe contender. Adrien Broner hasn't really been active that often. He hasn't been fighting that often. But this is boxing, and things don't gotta make sense for things to make sense. Adrien Broner is in the rankings. He's 15 in the WBC. He's 8 in the WBA. He's actually a highly ranked welterweight, despite the fact that he hasn't been fighting that much, right? So this fight actually will have an effect on the welterweight division, believe it or not. Quiet as kept. And I do see it as a golden opportunity for Blair the Flair Cobbs, not to just revive his career, but to really get into the welterweight world title picture because of where Adrien Broner is ranked. Now, rankings aside, world championship title picture aside, this is going to be a fun event. This is going to be a spectacle. Like, I'm very excited to see the press conference. I want to know when that is. I think more so than the actual fight, they need to let us know when the press conference is, because the press conference is going to be every bit as good, if not even better than the fight. You got Adrien Broner, world-class shit talker. Blair the Flair Cobbs, world-class shit talker. You get two world-class shit talkers in the same room, that creates for excitement. That creates for epic sound bites. And I have no ifs, ands, or buts about it that this will be nothing short of an extravaganza of a press conference. And apart from the press conference and all the shit talking that will ensue between Broner and Blair the Flair Cobbs, I actually think it could turn into a decent fight, because here's how I see it. Adrien Broner, hopefully he's been living the life of a professional outside the ring. We'll see. That's always the thing of Broner is, Broner hasn't always been the most disciplined individual over the last couple years. But, I just think, look, when you break down what kind of fighter is Blair Cobbs in the ring, what kind of fighter at this stage is Adrien Broner in the ring, I think they're a little similar. I think the only difference is I think Blair is a bit more like unorthodox. Like, he likes to throw his punches from weird angles, over the top, from the floor, from the ceiling. He's out there, with the way he throws his punches. He's a bit of a gunslinger, that Blair Cobbs. So I just think there's going to be chances in a fight for Adrien Broner to counterpunch in between those crazy shots that Blair throws. But this fight, when it does happen, it'll come down to who is going to be the more well-conditioned fighter. I really do. Adrien Broner, over the, pretty much for last 6, 7, 8 years now, he's shown himself to be a bit of a front runner, a 4-round fighter, a 5-round fighter. Pretty much ever since he moved up in weight from to 147, he's been not the guy he was when he was fighting like DeMarco and those kind of guys back in the day. You know what I'm saying? 4 rounds, do his thing. 3, 4 rounds, Adrien Broner can do his thing. After that, it's not really You're not gonna get the most sharpest fighter. But the thing with Blair is, like, even in Blair's last fight when he beat Maurice Hooker, former world champion, you know, even in that fight down the stretch, Maurice Hooker kind of started to close the gap in that fight, and Blair faded a little bit. So I do think both these guys, I wouldn't classify either Blair or AB as a like 12-round fighter, you know, even a 10-round fighter. These guys are guys that fade after 5-6 rounds. So I think both, if this fight goes rounds, both these guys will get tired, and it could become a war of attrition, and somebody might get knocked the hell out. And sometimes in boxing, and I always say this, you don't need the champion to fight the champion, you know, to have a good fight. All you need is two guys that are entertaining, that I'm going to put it all on the line, and I don't see why, in this particular fight, I don't see why Blair wouldn't put it all on the line. This is Blair's last chance to really make anything, you know, not make anything, but, you know, really stamp his name in boxing, because any fighter these days that does sign with Don King, it's normally done as a last resort option. To sign with Don King in this day and age, it would have to mean that you either A, burnt a bridge with a promotional company like Blair did with Golden Boy, and nobody else wants you, so you sign with Don King because he's still an A in boxing, he's still got pull of the WBA, but you always do it as a last resort option. So he knows that this is it for him, and this is the biggest name he's fought in his career in Adrien Broner, and he's got to make it count. For Broner's already been a 4-division champion, but he's still trying to seek, you know, I think Broner is actually seeking a little bit more than accomplishment in boxing or salvaging his career. I think Broner is seeking for something deeper than even a win. I think Broner is seeking for some sort of peace. The thing with Broner and most fighters is the only way they get peace in the world, the best way for them to get peace, believe it or not, is in the chaos of being under the lights in a fight. So he will be at peace when he's under them lights, and a win against Blair Cobbs could actually lead Adrien Broner into bigger and better things. So listen, sign me up. Who cares what people say? Blair Cobbs versus Adrien Broner is going to produce sound bites. It's going to produce excitement, and a lot of people are going to tune in and watch. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think about it? May 31st, Blair Cobbs, Adrien Broner. It looks like it's happening, and then hopefully, God willing, it's here in South Florida. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canastota, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.